my younger sisters, I would help coach their AAU team. So I was like, I can do that, but coaching at this level, I never would have dreamed of. And so, things worked out, and, God has a way of making things work out. You make your own plans, but God has other plans. My mom and my uncles, my mom, dad, all of them were very involved in sports. And so, we were always at a playground somewhere. And so that's where I, fell in love with basketball. Got a scholarship to go play basketball at James Madison University, which is ironically where Coach Versip was an assistant coach, and she was very involved in the recruiting process with me. That's where we developed our relationship. And I knew that, with her being my position coach, that she would be able to push me. She had a level of passion and intensity that I knew I needed. When I graduated, she actually offered me a position to come up and be her assistant at the University of Maine. And so I said, all right, I'll try it out for a year and see how it goes. Otherwise, I'll pursue other options. And here we are almost 10 years later, and I'm still coaching. So, I obviously fell in love with it and enjoy what I do. We kind of get taken aback because she's like, I've known you since you've been 15 years old. And so now my sister, I have a little sister that's in high school now. She was a baby when, they came for my home visit. So, we go way back, but it does say a lot about, her. She's very loyal, and obviously, that's reciprocated. The women's basketball tradition, before we got here, obviously, like I said, when Coach was here, being able to be a part of helping sustain that, I think is great. But the people, to me, make the place. And so we're surrounded by some great people. Like I said, our staff, our administration is extremely supportive. And our community supports women's basketball, probably one of the top in the nation. And so to be a part of that is pretty amazing. I would say they're pretty proud. They're my rock, and being farther apart from them makes it a little bit more difficult at times. But that's why I love this staff so much, is because, and our team, is because it's a family. And a lot of people can preach family and say, we're a family, but this is a true family that makes me feel at home. Sad, because I've been doing it a little bit longer, watching them from, 7th, 8th grade to, becoming college graduates. And I think that's the biggest reward of this job, is being a part of people's lives at a very critical juncture. And you're a part of that growth, and hopefully, a positive part of that growth. That's the biggest payoff of all of it. And, when they come back and say, hey, they appreciate it, or I get it now. Sometimes the light goes on a little sooner for some than others, but the fact that they really appreciate their experience, that's why we do it. And they become better young women, not just basketball players.